Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because after Steve's question and the robust discussion that follows, I will tell you how I almost died doing an Instagram photo.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show. Wanna laugh,
Record as well.
This
Audio
is
recording.
podcast with
Check
Joe
1, 2.
Steve on Friday, May 7th.
Recording audio. This is Joe's track. Here's a clap for y'all. Bam. I did it.
All
I did
right.
it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Valley Cast.
Boop, boopity, boop, boop, ba-da.
Bow, bow,
Are you-
bow, 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 bow.
Wow.
Yes, Elliot?
Nope, I saw and I answered my own question, and I should have just kept my mouth shut instead of being a dummy and speaking too soon, and I'm so sorry.
Were you
That was
going
my
to say
mistake.
something about my hat?
I didn't know if we were recording. I had to hover my cursor over the screen to make sure it was recording. I didn't know if maybe we were getting the video, and if we weren't getting the video, that might be a problem when we go to upload it later, because I think people really like to see our faces, even though we're in Zoom, but that's going to change soon, and we should talk about that, and I'm really excited about it.
Let's talk about that for sure. But first, real quick, before we do that, you guys, I figured it out. I figured out who I'm transitioning into. Hair and glasses. What popular podcast / depressed comedian am I?
Mark Maron.
There it is.
Next.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
Sean Hunter meets Mark Maron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is probably just younger Mark Maron at the end of the day.
Also, maybe like there's an Ali G, there's like a Sacha Baron Cohen character
I'll take that.
that he
Yeah, for sure.
that has this look. I can't remember what.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think the haircut's on the horizon.
It's just that like the part is kind of shocking to me. Because like the part there's like a whole movement of hair being parted right now.
Yeah, isn't it? If it's a side part, you're old, but if it's a
Yes.
middle part, like I'm young and hip and cool and TikTok-y.
Supposedly, yeah, but to my older like old millennial mind, old man millennial, because we're all on the old man millennial end, right?
I believe it. Well, you and me.
You and me. Elliot
Oh,
is a millennial, but you and I are like on the old end of the millennial.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where the
To my
separation is.
millennial eyes, I see a haircut from the 90s.
Yeah, it's very if I was in high school again, it would swiftly become a bowl cut, and it would be a dope bowl cut.
Why
it
don't
would
you
be
do that?
so sweet.
Do it.
Maybe I will when I get it cut.
Yeah.
I'll do it for a little bit.
At least for a moment. Yeah. Does it get annoying having it in your eyes and in your
I hate
face?
it. I don't know how people do it. Don't
Yeah.
know. I like pulling it back and putting it in the mini man bun. That actually feels good. It's almost like a stress reliever on
Really?
the head. Mm-hmm.
Just pulling
Hey,
at your scalp. Yeah, I can see that.
But it's too
Sorry
much
to
hair.
change the subject, but I would like to ask you boys a question about a film, if you don't mind.
Oh, can I do a teaser for what we will
Yes.
talk about after your question?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because after Steve's question and the robust discussion that follows, I will tell you how I almost died doing an Instagram photo. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, you've been promising
Matter of time.
You've been saying you were going to talk about this for a while.
Yeah, well, I was going to, but I wanted the last with podcast, but Elliot couldn't be there, and I think Elliot had to be there for this.
Oh, well,
He
then
had to.
I think you just need to go right into
Thank
that.
you.
Because
No, I did the tease. Now you got to do your question.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like your thing is way better
Yeah, we're gonna keep them longer, baby.
than what I was going to say. Have you guys all seen the fantastic film Nacho Libre?
Yes, it's been a while, but yes.
Elliot, you've not seen it?
It missed my ship in the night.
I'm surprised. A lot of people haven't seen it. And last night we had some newcomers, and we watched Nacho Libre in VR with some pals last night, and it's just a really good movie.
Elliot, it is. Do you know who made it?
Isn't it the same? Is it the same people or the same style as Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah,
Like, I remember
Jared.
it came around. Yeah.
Jared Hess. Do believe was writer and director of it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I think Mike White wrote it. The guy
No,
that
Mike
wrote
White wrote it, and
School
then
of
Jared
Rock.
Hess directed it. Yeah.
I think.
Oh, that would make sense with how they got Jack Black in. Black.
Black. It's a
Black
different
Jack,
movie.
Patty Black.
Very good.
Oh no. Jared Hess wrote it with Mike White.
Black
and
Jack Black.
Jerusha Hess? Excuse me. Jerusha Hess, which is, I believe, Jared Hess's wife.
Question mark.
Co-wrote Napoleon Dynamite with Jared Hess.
Yeah, it's a fun flick. It's definitely eccentric, but
it's very eccentric.
But you would think it's for just kind of like a very specific taste. But I guess you would have thought the same thing about Napoleon Dynamite back in the day. But people love Napoleon Dynamite. It was a hit, they say, a cult class, a hit and a cult classic.
Yes,
Dark Horse.
My kids, Jackson being 7, Hayden being 24.
Yeah,
they recently.
She looks
watched
great,
it.
by the way. Good skin.
That happened really fast. How are the kids?
They're just glowing up. They watched it recently and loved it. Like Jackson loved it.
There you go.
Oh, good. So it's timeless. It's seemingly timeless so far.
Yeah, just ridiculous. It's just it's out there.
It's just like really well made, and it also is kind of like it's a movie that takes place in Mexico, and it doesn't have the like traffic like sepia tone thing on it, and like all of the shots are like really beautiful. Like it's a really well shot movie too. Like there are times when you go into the city from the convent, and it's just, there are these beautiful shots of this like city, this like Mexican city, and it's really, really cool. And it's like and like I love how Jared Hess hires like non-actors for a lot of stuff. And most of the actors in this movie are not actors. They're just like seemingly like Craigslist casting.
Yeah, it provides that like a skew off-center feeling that you can't quite like a description on when you're watching a movie like that, or a Tim and Eric sketch, because our brains have just become used to what is considered acting or reality on camera just from Hollywood over the decades. So when you see actual people acting, it just feels so weird, even though it's probably more genuine.
I also feel like it's harder for people who, like, when they can find people who aren't actors who are believable as real people, that's different than just finding a not actor. Because I feel like most not actors will try to act, and then it's terrible. And then if a real actor tries to seem real, that's usually also terrible. So it's like this real weird fine line, and those movies all seem to do it. I really want to see that movie. I've heard good things, but why'd you bring it up, Steve?
Well, because it's really it's a really charming and funny and like well made kind of love letter to the luchadors, and it's just a cute, awesome movie. I watched it last night, and it had been a while since I'd seen it, and I've always loved it. But watching it again last night, it really like triggered me and made me remember how great the movie was. And I wanted to see if you guys had seen it and what your thoughts were on it and such.
I love that.
Yeah,
I will.
But Elliot, you need to see that movie.
I will. I do get excited about that kind of thing because it's like I can appreciate it now. I don't think I would have been able to appreciate it back in the day. I would have found it to be probably like, I don't get it. But now I think I'll really like it. I did watch the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Oh, what'd you think?
I loved it. I thought it was super fun. Joe the kid, and it reminds me so much of Jackson. That it's crazy. And I was like, that's Jackson. Like that's just that's Jackson right there.
I mean, whole family for me. Like, because Hayden, she's just a few years away from where the girl was in that, which is going off to college and leaving and having those moments. So it's like it was somewhat of a mirror for me, and I think that's the first time I've actually felt like that in relation to a movie, just because it was the whole family. There's father-daughter stories and stuff like that, but I was like, holy shit. That's us.
Did you feel an excitement from Hayden, like in seeing that, like when you get to a certain age, you can essentially like guide your life into what career path you want to be in, and you could even make your school focus on that kind of thing? And like, did that kind of excite her?
She's already been doing that a little bit, kind of pre-planning stuff out. She's been like creating a track already in 8th grade.
That's
and
awesome.
Making sure that the things that she's taking in high school are being directed towards what she thinks she wants to do now. And it is awesome and it's cool. And then I'm doing the thing where I'm like,
mechanics. She's gonna be a mechanic?
I love it. Yeah, okay. She's really good at it. She wants to get into like diesel mechanics specifically.
She wants to fix diesel cars, which, by the way, I don't want to be the one to tell you this.
Shut your mouth.
And maybe
shut your mouth.
No, but diesels.
You shut your mouth.
Diesel's probably on the way out.
Let's leave that off the podcast. I mean,
okay, we can cut it out.
A lot of diesel fans we have out there.
Yeah, because I
don't want to alienate.
I felt really.
Don't want to alienate Big Diesel.
We got Big Diesel.
I felt really excited.
That's my porn name.
That's the title of the podcast.
God, I felt really excited about like kids watching that movie and being like, man, this girl's kind of weird and creative, and she wants to make weird movies and stuff with her friends. And I know there's tons of people in our audience too that are that person in so many ways too, because there's a lot of creative people in our listenership. But like it made me really excited to see that, like, that's really how easy it is. Like, obviously some people have better access to better schooling and things like that. But if if you're a kid and you're like, man, I don't know what the hell to do with my life and I'm scared and everything is like really overwhelming, I feel like the message in that movie really helps with that.
I like the concept. Totally. Yeah. I like the concept of, finding your people.
Yeah.
Which I think at that age, especially in high school, you do feel that. And then if you're kind of a fish out of water in the place that you're at, going to a place where you think you're going to find them. And what was cool about that movie is the day and age that we live in is that you can find this group of people online and then plan your life accordingly. And I think we all felt like that.
It invalidates everything.
Everything we say.
Completely. It's just like, I'm like interested, and I'm like, now I don't care. That's remarkable.
To me, truly, it feels like it elevated what Joe was saying.
But we've all felt like that, right? Like,
absolutely.
It's not even just a high school thing. So I loved that part of it. The kid's voice. Jackson was like, probably saw himself in it, and he was like, "Why does he talk like that?"
Dude, we all were saying that.
It's the director.
Like, is it?
Mm-hmm. And writer. And based on his family.
I don't think that was a good choice.
I got used to it.
That's the only part of the movie that was like kind of bothered me, because like did Jackson feel like he was represented in that character, even though it was like an adult man?
I don't think Jackson cared that much, but maybe.
Yeah, like I feel like you put a kid in there, and then you give a kid an opportunity to be all energetic and fun and shit, and then it doesn't take you out of the movie when you hear an adult man voice come out of the child.
Dude, that movie's like,
that was the only thing that bothered me. Everything else was like
universally loved so far, dude. Like,
it's fucking Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Are you kidding?
It's like 97% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that. And what I really want more out of a movie like that, it's like, Scott Pilgrim had a style and did something that I'd never really seen before and haven't really seen since. Spider-Verse, same thing. Yep. I thought they took creativity and storytelling to another level,
a music,
unique
Steve.
level.
Add the music.
Sorry.
The music in. My bad. Mitchell versus the Machines did it as well. I'd never seen a storytelling that was this presented in a way that they were, which is they took internet culture and infused it in the storytelling of a movie with all the little pop-ups and memes and stuff like that. Never seen something like that, just like Scott Pilgrim did with video games and Spider-Verse did with comic book art. Thought it was awesome.
Yep.
That was great.
I agree.
I love it. All across the board. 3 boys loved a cartoon film.
3 grown men love a children's movie. Go figure. Joe, how did you die?
Okay. Guys, let me tell you, because I don't think I've talked to you about it yet, Elliot.
I think we've seen photos.
No, I don't think so.
I might have
seen many photos.
You saw some footage. Okay, so I'm doing this. I've been doing this stupid thing for no reason other than, I guess, to have a modicum of control or a feeling of control in my life. And on Instagram, I've been doing crumpling, which is I take a photo of myself at the exact moment in which if I were to fall off or out of something very high and I hit the ground, the point of it is to take a photo at that moment and post it. It's like a more active plank 20 years too late.
Dude, this might have as much traction as the Scorp. Do you know about the Scorp?
It has far less traction than the Scorp. It has absolutely no traction.
I'm telling you, it has the potential. I'm telling you, it has the potential to be as prolific as the Scorp.
Yeah, Crumplin is going to the moon. Crumplin is Crumplin's going to take off.
Because the Scorp is a really fun one. The Scorp is when you get a photo, like, you know, those videos of people getting hit by something or falling really hard, or like there's a lot of Scorp videos where someone falls and their entire body goes like this, like their legs curl back in over themselves, so it's like a scorpion tail. And there's a lot of footage of young people getting hit by waves, like ocean waves, and getting scorched. Yeah,
you got it. Off the wall.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, was that scorpion?
I mean, that's a scorpion. Man.
It's basically a Scorp occurs as a Scorp. Again, there's a difference here. There's
like
a dividing line.
The crump could lead to a Scorp.
Well, sure, but the crump is fiction. The Scorp is reality. The Scorp
That's true.
Some kid, some poor soul.
It's a design.
They're running at full speed. They trip and they legitimately probably get hurt as their body literally bends in half.
But what the crump surmises is that you are being caught in a moment that is organic and natural. Because the Scorp is an organic moment that happens that we've seen humans do. And what the crump surmises is that this position will happen if you fall from a great height
and land on your head. Yes,
and land on your head. I think it has the same. I think it really does hold the same value.
That's very sweet of you. It doesn't. I tried to make the crumplin happen way back in 2015. It did not take off. I even had the power of Smosh behind it with some of the casts doing it as well with hashtag crumplin. CRUMPLIN.
Do you still have some of those? You should bring those out.
They're on. Yeah, we'll cycle through in this podcast. Ryan can bring some of them up.
But I mean, like in your journey to reinvigorate the crump.
Yeah.
It's so stupid that we're talking about.
Are we ready to start shortening the word? We should probably wait till it takes off, right?
I just think that if we're talking about the Scorp, which I think is the best way to describe a Scorp.
It's the Scorp, yeah. We get Scorped.
Because look, I'm here to help. Elliot and I are here to help you with the marketing of this.
I appreciate it.
And I think that if you shorten it to crump, hashtag crump, and you bring out those Smosh photos and repurpose them, like you start retweeting them now, I think you'll see a resurgence of crumping.
Oh, that's actually encouraging, considering there was no surgence in the first place.
Yeah, well, and Steve,
the time may be now.
It's hard to have a resurgence without a little surgence to begin with.
So we'll have a surgence.
All right. So I've just, because I think I got like a Facebook memory and I was like, oh, I remember when I did that. I'm going to do it again. Just for the hell of it. And then I did it once. I thought it was funny. Only me, nobody else thought it was funny. And then I was like, I'll do it again. So I did it 2 days in a row.
I thought it was funny. I think your friends thought it was funny.
Oh, well, that makes me feel a little better. Long story short, I've done this 27 days in a row and I don't know when I'll stop, but probably soon. Are you probably soon.
You're doing it every day right now?
Yeah, I've done it every day.
Have you seen Joe's Instagram lately? It's all crump. All the time.
Okay, here's another marketing pitch. You should connect it with Mental Health Awareness Month.
Oh, that's a different one.
Because that's what that's what we're in right now. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And you could crump for mental health awareness. And you could do a crump a day through the month of May.
To keep the doctor away.
To keep the doctor away.
No, because that's the opposite of mental health. We want the doctor.
We want the doctor in there.
We want the doctor to come.
Yeah. But you could crump for Mental Health Awareness Month.
I hate what you're doing right now with me in making me actually talk about like this is a real thing more than I want to.
Listen, you've
done it 27 times, Joe. I
you
mean,
can
I
do
think
something with this, Joe.
You
You're
made
talking,
your crump bed here a little bit.
You're talking to the pepperoni guy. Remember the pepperoni shit? I fucked around with pepperoni and got a trip to London out of it. So you never
That's
know.
right.
You never know, dude. You never know.
How about this? I will crump every day until I get a brand deal that allows me to crump in the brand deal.
How about this? You should work with Doritos and be like, you like do a crump crump challenge where you crunch while you crump.
While you crump.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
And you have a bag of Doritos and the Doritos are falling all over you mid crump and you got like a crunch going in the crump.
All right.
And they'll pay you $200 for it.
That seems to be the going rate.
Crunch and crump.
Okay, so day, oh gosh, it's probably day 18 or 19, something like that. I go out to the lake with the kids, and we're having a good time. We're throwing rocks in the river or in the lake. There was no river; it's a reservoir. And we're
Stories
just having a
full
good
of
time.
lies.
Yeah,
Sounds like
I do
a lot of
I do a
holes.
crump on the rocks, and I'm like, that's great. We're out in the nature. Let's do another crump, and we start walking back to the car. And I see this grove, this just like majestic grove with the light from the sun coming in from the backside of it. So it's a backlit grove with pine trees.
Beautiful.
There's 4 of them. It's this beautiful like wheat grass. It's golden. I'm like, this is a photo. Even if I'm not crumpling in it, this is a photo. Let's do it. But I'm like, I'm crumpling. Let's do a crumple. Hayden's been my photographer. Shout out to Hayden. She's done many of the photos for me. And I was like, here, hold the phone. Let's do this. So I kind of set up the shot that I want. And I get into my crumpling headspace, which is, okay, I got to go, gosh dang it, be upside down on my neck for 20 seconds while Hayden takes a bunch of shots and I kick my feet around like an idiot.
A vodka? What is she drinking?
What is Hayden drinking?
You said she took shots, Joe.
Oh.
It was a reference to drinking.
Straight tequila. She's got a brand deal from
Good.
The Rock.
Thank you.
And so I'm about to jump into my pose, which is I just kind of like go into a headstand and then crick my neck to the side and do that for a little bit. And just when I'm about to put my head down, I see a bunch of sticks. But then I find out that one of those sticks is not a stick. That stick has a rattle on the end of its stick.
It's a baby.
Tail.
A baby with a rattle.
I was literally an inch away from crumpling upside down with my neck directly on a rattlesnake.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The ultimate crump.
Out with
You die.
on a lake with nobody else around but my tiny children who have no snake education.
Yeah, one's crazy drunk, so she's not going to help you.
You almost put your children in the worst moment of their lives.
Yeah. So I almost upside down crumpled my neck on a rattler, and I saw it just a second before I did it, and then I just go, whoop, nope, and I stand up, and the kids are like, what? And I go, I almost did the worst thing. I almost did it. I almost did the worst thing to you, Hayden. She's like, what? I go, I almost made you have to go have this conversation. Hey, how'd your dad die? Oh, well, he was like taking a picture for this, like, it's called crumplin.
And nobody cares about it at all.
Nobody cares, but I guess he was doing it for validation online or something like that.
He said he did it because he lacked control in his life and, quote, needed something.
In his heart, he knew he needed to crump.
Yeah.
In his heart, he had the crump in his heart since the day he was born.
Yeah, so
thank you all for coming today.
I guess I gotta explain what crumplin is first. So crumplin, my dad died crumplin, I guess. Like I was taking a picture of and crumplin.
You know what though, dude?
Was this thing where he goes upside down on the like he fell out of something, but didn't fall. He just pretends that he
Honey,
does.
you're obviously you're in shock. Honey, you're in shock. Why don't you have a seat and have some water?
I almost did it on a rattlesnake.
Dude, like
first rattlesnake I've seen in real life, by the way. The first one in the wild.
I did see the photo, Joe, of the rattlesnake. And when you say rattlesnake, I do not believe people will readily understand that it is like from a zoo type rattlesnake. Like,
it was a rattler.
like
it was like the idea of a rattlesnake. It was a big snake. It was scary. I was like, wait, where were you that you saw that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it was
a nice camera. You could have taken like a Time magazine, like good photo of what a rattlesnake looks like.
Yep,
dude. It was now, just to be truthful to story, wasn't full grown, which I found out, was a youngin. Probably may not have killed me, but a bite to the neck, who knows?
Jesus Christ.
First one I'd ever seen. And here's the thing about seeing snakes and almost doing a headstand on them, in case you guys didn't know. Very, very, very similar to the experience of going, oh shit, there's a spider on me. And then you flick the spider away, and then you're like, I feel like there's spiders on me the rest of the day.
Yeah. Oh, so now you have snake vision.
For a full day, dude. I was on like
phantom snakes.
Yeah, phantom snakes everywhere.
Did you post a photo of the snake on your main feed, or was it only on like a story?
I did a story of a video of it.
You gotta
shaking
save
its little
that
rattler.
into you know how you can save your stories on your main. You got to save that because. So I have a couple of questions. Did you Did you hear it before you realized it was a rattlesnake?
No,
or did you realize it was a rattlesnake?
Dude, wasn't coiled up, so it was elongated and just still. It wasn't moving, it wasn't rattling, nothing. I was just about to go down, and then my brain was like, my primitive like survival brain, I think, was just like, it didn't go, whoa, dude, snake, back off. It went, that stick's a little different. Look at that again. And then I looked at it again, and I went, "Oh fuck, that's a rattlesnake."
And what was the closest you got to it?
Oh, inches.
Oh my god,
insane.
Dude. So here's what would have happened. You would have freaked the fuck out.
I'm gonna say a foot, at least a foot away.
What you would have freaked the fuck out probably, but your children are there, so you try to keep your cool. And then one of your children would have to call 911.
Bad reception.
And then a helicopter would probably come and airlift you out of there.
I think from what the research that I did immediately after, who knows if I would have done it in the moment. It says swiftly just go get medical attention. So I probably could have ran back to the car with the kids in a panic and got myself somewhere.
Okay, so you were close to where cars could get to.
No.
Okay, so you would have been airlifted out of there.
Again, it doesn't incapacitate you right away.
Yeah, they say after you get bit by a rattlesnake to go for a jog as quickly as possible.
Yeah, start
just
running.
Get that stuff pumping through your blood.
I feel like this is a Joe Beretta natural response to want to get up and quickly walk to the car with your family.
Yep.
Like, I think it was like, but the smartest thing to do would be to stay the fuck down and wait for an ambulance to come or a helicopter or something. This is crazy. This could have been so crazy.
It could have been so much worse. Yeah.
I felt so much worse. Dude, it's like, you know when like you say something dumb in front of your friends and like you feel flushed, like you get embarrassed, like maybe you said something in front of them that you shouldn't have said, and you have that like, oh, I'm mortified. Yeah. I was mortified like on an existential level for myself and my kids. Like I just sat there and I kept remarking to Hayden, I was like, I can't believe I almost fucking did that to you. I can't believe you almost had to tell that story.
Oh, no.
Because you are putting your head on the ground. Like your most vulnerable parts and your neck and everything is just like you're putting yourself on a platter for this snake. If that had ended up being the last photo of you, Joe, and it was just you crumpling, but you see the snake
is
for
there.
Man, I think I'd be so... It's one of those things where I know it's going to happen one day because we will one day die, but we also are funny people, and I would have that really that tension between wanting to laugh really hard and feeling so bad that my friend's dead.
I think that it's a luxury to die in a funny way, and I don't think it happens very often.
That's a fun thing to think, but
wait, what?
I think it's a luxury to die in a funny way.
Fuck. You guys, if I die crumplin', which I think this would happen anyways, if I did. Like the wake is a roast. You guys are just gonna make fun of me.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing, though. I want you to know that I don't think it's like and something to be embarrassed about. Because, like, this is what we do, man. This is what we do. We do dumb shit like this.
Nobody crumples, Steve.
Yeah, but, like...
That's the sad part.
But you gotta go with it. He's trying to help. This isn't doing the marketing thing. He's trying to, like, be organic with it. We all do this.
You're the first person in the world to do a stupid thing for a joke. Like, and even what you're doing is, like, nowhere near as stupid as some of the ways that we've heard that people have died. Like, I could just look up Darwin Awards type shit. And
I would have been one, because the description of the act is so stupid. There's no way that's not a Darwin Award.
Well, my favorite thing, I mean, I'm looking at your Instagram right now, and it is surreal to see, like, truly every photo is this stupid crumpling thing. But then in your bio, it says, for business, contact me.
Dude.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to suggest to you, okay?
Okay, please.
I came up with another marketing idea because
Great.
I think you're on to something. If my upbringing is correct, what happened was the devil tried to stop you from crumpling.
Oh.
And I think
that's not
that
where I thought this was going. Okay.
I think the devil is afraid of crumpling.
Yeah.
And I think the Lord wants you to crumple.
Dude.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I hope this doesn't stop you from crumpling. And to give you a little bit more of an incentive, I think I came up with this marketing idea for you, Joe. Once you're done with 30 days of crumpling or whatever it is that you're doing, you can do a song called Every Day I'm Crumpling. And it's just a montage of every single crumple. Yeah.
But then the rattle, I sample the rattle that I recorded from that snake, and I put that into the song. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. And you can have a snake breakdown rap moment where the snake
snake down.
A snake down. Yeah, and the snake raps.
Now, I would say,
Listen,
just to offer...
here.
The serpent itself is also symbolic, Joe.
Oh my God! Yes,
it shows the way to hidden things and expresses the introverting libido, which leads man to go beyond the point of safety and beyond the limits of consciousness. Now, if that doesn't summarize crumpling, I don't know what else.
Joe, do you feel like you're not being open with your sexuality?
In regards to being in the forest around my kids?
Yeah.
I'm probably pretty closed off in those moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
I'll write that down. I'll write that down.
The snake is also yin, the dark female power.
Oh.
And it could have destroyed you, but it did not. It spared you because you were humoring it.
I think crumpling has the power to destroy evil. And I think we've seen proof of that.
I agree.
And I think your next step is to perfect the crumple.
Done. That step's done.
And I think you need to continue your journey and
at least for 3 more days. We'll see what happens after day 30.
Mm-hmm.
At least for 3 more days, but really listen to your heart, Joe, because this could be something that takes the world by storm, and I think the time is now.
Yeah, just waiting for that to happen.
This is what people want, man. They've been cooped up for a long time. There's a pandemic going on. What they want is to see people crumple. Yeah.
Crumple. After 31 days, I'm just going to turn it into an advent calendar. 31 days of crumple.
Yep. Speaking of ads.
Hey, guys. Summer's... Let's talk... Hey, why don't we talk about... Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Hey, excuse me, guys. Guys. Hey, guys. Excuse me. Let's talk about MeUndies. The summer is coming, and for so many of us, it's the season of discomfort. It's hot out, and if you could sit around in just your underwear, you would. MeUndies wants to make this the summer of comfort, and they want you to know that if you want to sit around in your underwear, that's absolutely allowed. Get comfortable and express yourself this summer with undies in classic and bold colors and fun, adventurous prints. I'm wearing chicken nuggies! And it says, Nugs and kisses. I love MeUndies. They're the only underwears I put on my body, and that's a dang truth. There's no lie there, friends. And check this out. You want some matching pairs with your better half? How about you match the bottom half with them then? Yeah, that's right. You can match your friends too. MeUndies helps you find matching pairs in a style and color or print of undies that's right for you and your boo. Because who doesn't love a secret twinning moment? And here's the deal. MeUndies is a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll exchange it or refund it. No caveats, no questions asked. So to get your 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/Valley. That's MeUndies.com/Valley. Thank you, MeUndies. And guys, it's last but certainly not least. Let's talk about Stitch Fix. Shopping for new clothes can be needlessly stressful, so why not let Stitch Fix make it easy by doing the work for you, so you can spend time doing the things you love instead. Hey, maybe you've gotten used to the work from home routine. But has your wardrobe adjusted? Really think about it. Because Stitch Fix is here to help you redefine your Zoom casual look. Stitch Fix offers clothing hand-selected by expert stylists for your unique size, style, and budget. Every piece is chosen for your fit and your life, and it's easy. And it's the easy solution to finding what makes you look and feel your best. Try on pieces at home. Go for it before you even buy it, and keep your favorites, and then send back the rest. Stitch Fix has free shipping, easy returns and exchanges, and a prepaid return envelope is included. And there's no subscription required! That's right, try Stitch Fix once or set up automatic deliveries. You'll pay just a $20 styling fee for each box, which gets credited towards pieces you keep. And there are no hidden fees. Ever. Stitch Fix has styles and clothing to fit any occasion for women, men, and kids, and they ship all over the US, and they're available in the UK as well. Get started today at stitchfix.com/valleycast, and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/valleycast for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. stitchfix.com/valleycast. Thank you so much to our sponsors, and now we return you back to the program. I'll really quickly, I also want you to know that if you had died from the snake bite,
Jesus.
Eventually Hayden would just say that her dad died while they were hiking and he was bit by a snake. Like, she'd leave all the other shit out. She would just go like,
but that's what friends are for, and that's why we're here for you, Joe.
Right.
No one will ever forget.
Because your daughter won't find it funny after a while. Like, she won't find it funny for a while.
Yeah, because she'll be known as Snake Bite Crumple Dad Girl.
Yeah. Isn't your dad the idiot that was doing a dumb joke and died? And she's like, no, he died. He was bit by a snake and died.
That's all. That's all he ever did. I deleted his Instagram.
Yeah.
God,
right.
it like gives me that flush feeling talking to you guys.
Why, dude? It's just, look, we don't know when our moment will come, and we don't know at what.
We don't know when our moment will come.
We don't know at whose hands that moment will be at.
Snakes don't have hands.
It could be at the fangs of a snake. It could be at the hands of an angry burglar. It could be at the metal teeth of a fucking vehicle. It could be in the steering wheel. Could meet our hearts at any moment.
I think, Joe, one of the also a funny way for you to go would be if somehow you tripped and fell and you did a real crumple and died that way.
Yeah.
And then that was captured, which would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last photo of Joe Beretta is caught in a crump before
the ultimate crumple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, I think that it's a beautiful thing. You shouldn't feel ashamed of it. I think it's a fun story. You should be proud of yourself for handling the situation well, because it's not your fault that you were in a dangerous situation. And by the way, dude, I've lived in California my whole fucking life.
No, Elliot, move on, dude. Just move on.
Hold on.
You don't need to say anything.
Listen, I've lived in California my whole life, and I've gone on many a hike. I've been camping many times.
Do you put your face on the ground without looking in the general area?
Listen, there is danger of rattlesnakes in California, for sure. There's signs everywhere when you go places where rattlesnakes are commonly seen. I myself have never seen a rattlesnake in the wild.
I saw my second one in the wild a week later. I've seen two in like the week and a half since the first thing happened.
What was the second one?
It was in it also is connected to something stupid.
Uh-oh.
Which is really funny. So my kids and I, we go up
I was doing this ice bucket challenge.
Yeah. Instead of ice, it was snakes. I don't know what happened.
Snake bucket challenge.
I should have known from the name of the challenge that I shouldn't have done the challenge.
It was for Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't know what to tell.
I don't know who made it up. There's a golf course next to us, and there's a driving range, and a lot of the golf balls fly out of the range.
Yeah.
So we go up and to do some walks with the kids, and we find all these golf balls, and we've made this like, here's our secret golf ball hole where we've put like 50 golf balls, and then we cover it with rocks, and we go check it to see if anybody's found it yet. Nobody's found it. We're walking up there to our golf ball hole, and I'm about to go find a rock, and I go, nope, there's another one, and there is a fucking rattlesnake right next to our golf ball hole.
Coiled and everything? Coiled?
This one was elongated as well.
Elongated?
Yeah. But this one scooted along is like the first time I got it with a stick, it like got the hell out. But it was just like, Jesus, what's going on? Don't do things.
We don't have any rattlesnakes yet, but at the rate we're going, we do have snakes. So I'm sure it's a matter of time. Yeah. And that cat still roams around. He's a pretty cool dude. Yeah. And the alligator lizards, which are basically snakes with little tiny legs.
Elliot, what did you name the cat?
I'm trying so hard not to name the cat. I call him Mr. Cat right now as a
Mr. Cat's a great name.
Yeah, it's a name. You already named it.
Yeah, Mr. Cat is a great name.
And then I say, "Come here, buddy," and it's the coolest cat. But he just gets distracted by all of the birds and lizards and then kills them. And I'm like, yeah, do your thing, man.
Do you think it's a stray?
No, it wears a collar with like an address on it, and it comes back all clean and smells nice. And I'm like, all right, this thing's
that collar can just like come off.
I know, dude. I've thought about it. That cat has tried walking into the house, like straight up went up and propped itself up on the front door and looked through the window of the front door. And then Goose came on the other side of the door, and they both had this moment where they were just staring at each other. And it was the most peaceful, surreal, like before lightning strikes moment. And then Goose just lost her mind, and then the cat lost his mind and ran away, and it was wonderful.
Two raccoons were smoking in the background, just watching it all unfold.
Some alligator lizards were making love. Yeah, a snake roamed past, and a hummingbird came by. It was wonderful.
Just take a second and watch what happens between this dog and this pussy cat. Huh? I don't know. They're French.
Why? That didn't sound too French.
What did it sound like?
Well, yeah, maybe it was a little French.
It's very stereotypical.
All right, it wasn't too bad.
Warner Brothers, like cartoon French.
I wanted to wrap us up soon with a would you rather for the boys. And I was hoping we could have some fun with this one. Joe, I'm so glad you're okay. And by the way, the point I was trying to make when I said I had never seen a rattlesnake and shit like that, and yes, Elliot, to your point, no, Elliot, I have not put my head on the ground for a photo.
You didn't put your head directly on the dirt next to a poisonous, venomous.
Listen, I've done a lot of dumb shit for jokes, and I'm certain, I've shot things in the woods where we're making a sketch or something where I'm just like standing in a bush and I don't give a fuck what's in there. Like I've been hiking recently with the guys, and we were like traipsing through like deserty, dry with like lizards and shit everywhere. Like there's a danger of being bit by a snake like anytime you go on a hike in California. So the point I'm trying to make is that Joe, you couldn't have known. You couldn't have known that there was going to be a fucking rattlesnake while you're doing this dumb bit, and it's not your fault.
What if he'd looked around?
Yeah, but like, do you look around every time you're gonna do a bit?
To be fair,
I don't look around every time I'm gonna do a bit.
Okay.
I gave a general glance because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be on rocks and sticks and shit. So I give it. It looked like a stick. It looked like a stick. There's other sticks.
Yeah, I try to make sure that there aren't like, like a nest of spiders I didn't see or something. But
stay tuned next week.
Oh God! All right. Joe, I'm glad you're okay. That was a great story. Thank you for sharing.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing it. Thanks so much.
Yep.
Are your children traumatized by the thought of it, or
not at all? Zero. They were totally fine. It was all me. And
did they think it was funny at least?
A little bit. And I think they were fascinated. They got to see a rattlesnake for the first time.
Cool.
And
that's cool.
And I would have also been fascinated a little bit more than I was if I didn't, if I wasn't considering the story that my daughter almost had to tell.
Yeah. And I'm sure we showed footage and photos during the video version of the podcast if you guys want to check that out on youtube.com/thevalleyfolk. But Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, you did get like audio of it rattling, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought I heard it.
Yeah.
That's so scary. What a scary sound.
Yeah, horrifying.
Dude, and again, a baby. The things can grow to 3 to 5 feet long. It's crazy.
Which meant that if that was the baby, that means mama or dad was near.
I've been getting a little bit more educated about it. Final point, just so you guys know, on the hikes that we've been taking and enjoying and frequenting, it is rattlesnake season. It is officially started. It's actually started a little early this year due to the temperature. Thankfully, for the most part, they tend to come out when it's cooler, so in the evening time. So when we're hiking in the midst of the hot summer days, we're usually okay. So there you go. But watch where you step, because they are quiet.
Stay on the trails.
Props to the snake for surviving. Oftentimes after rattlesnakes are born, the mother is not doing well and will eat her young.
For real?
In fact, of the females, 68% consume part or all of the ones that don't survive at all, and 83% of those ate all of them, and then they also wait little time to do so, usually within 16 hours, although some do eat them immediately after giving birth.
That's a hard snake life, baby.
I guess it's like survival of the fittest.
It is a lot like that.
Yeah, that's a fit.
Thank you, Elliot.
Snake.
That was wonderful news.
Absolutely.
All right. Would you rather? Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
More like, would you rattler? Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? Okay. Okay, so this is less of a would you rather and more like no, it is a would you rather. Okay. You can replace one finger on either hand with the following. Would you rather have a refillable lighter finger?
Okay.
6-inch stainless steel blade finger.
Oh, no way. Mm-mm.
Rechargeable 2000 lumen flashlight finger. A spork spoon fork combo finger. Or
the finger's that anyways.
A Sharpie that never goes dry finger. And it's all the size of your finger, except for the 6-inch stainless steel blade.
Are our fingers still dexterous?
I don't think it's bendable. No, it's just what it is. But it's one finger on either hand, and it becomes that thing forever.
I think I have my answer.
Okay.
I would go pinky, and I would go flashlight.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my answer is, and I'm trying to figure out why the other ones wouldn't be. Blade for sure, no way.
Yeah, blade.
Right, and then if it's index finger, you'll
steel blade's not good.
Like you'll lose your ability to use your phone. Like it won't pick up.
Right.
Yeah, the pinky is pretty.
Pinky's good because it's a disposable finger.
Yeah, disposable was the word that I was looking for. But I'm thinking now hold your hands up like this and know that your pinky is forever rigid. It's a little bit of an inconvenience.
Yeah, but then if you're in a hurry or say you're in a dark alley and you're trying to get to your car and open your car, a flashlight is a nice thing to have for safety purposes.
So I'll tell you, Would You Rather on Reddit now has a voting system, and you guys chose the most voted.
Yeah. Because it makes sense. It's the closest thing to being
2,400 people chose rechargeable lumen flashlight.
Closest thing to rechargeable is pretty funny. What do you got to do to recharge it?
I know, right?
You plug in something to your finger at night.
Top off, and then you plug a USB cable into.
You gotta like shake it.
Also, like the flashlight needs to be recharged, but the Sharpie does. You don't have to replace the ink on the Sharpie. That just is good for.
You know what? Maybe you can unscrew the whole finger flashlight so that it's like you're missing that finger,
like Captain
and then
Hook.
you could just plug that in the wall or something.
The flashlight is the closest thing to being like a superhero. You're like, oh, I'm bioluminescent and I can help out in the dark. Hello, I matter.
It's crazy because the next most chosen option is the 6-inch stainless steel blade finger.
Absolutely not.
Which is so ridiculous. You wouldn't be able to get into theme parks and government buildings and
planes.
Flights. Yeah.
Yeah. Just think how often you poke your own eye.
Yeah, and you'd have to wear some kind of like sheath, maybe, but then you'd have this like 6-inch fucking sheath on your hand.
You got to take it off if you get in the shower so it doesn't get moldy, and then if you wash your hair, you scalp yourself and you die in the shower, and then you fall over into a crumple, and then you get a photo of it, and then you go viral.
You basically lose all functionality of the hand if one of your fingers is a 6-inch blade, I think.
I mean, you learn to live with it. Like, you learn to live with that sheath.
You lose the hand functionality, I think. Like, you get to do certain things, like grab things, probably. But, like, washing, going to the bathroom, touching any part of your body, like, all that stuff is different after that.
That's a no.
Right?
But with the flashlight, I don't really want to see things better down there anyway. So I don't know. The flashlight. Also, is the flashlight always on?
No. You can turn it on and off.
Right. What were the others?
Just refillable lighter, a spork.
I mean, fire.
A Sharpie that never goes dry.
Yeah, fire's a good survival.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? Like, depending on what point of the eventual downfall of society we are in, how much do you need that fire? And like, give me 20 years, I might want that fire.
Right. I kind of like the Sharpie that doesn't go dry, but only if it was like my index finger. But I wouldn't want to ruin an index finger for that.
You ruin all your clothes all the time.
But you could close it. But yeah. All right. Well, guys, listen. What a fun show. We learned a lot about Joe and about snakes. And
I was wrong on everything I said about snakes.
Wait, what? They don't the parent doesn't eat the snakes?
Apparently not. I'm reading some stuff now. Very rarely. It's more for snakes in general, I think. But rattlesnake mothers can actually be really protective of their young, despite what a lot of people think. In fact, the question is whether or not they actually nurse their young, and they do not nurse their young. In fact, as a species, they don't nurse their young. Only mammals nurse their young, and rattlesnakes, I don't know if you guys know this, are not mammals. They can't hunt until they're first shed about a week after they're born. Their mothers can't feed them because they don't lactate. So,
quick shed.
All right, well, guys, listen. Thank you for checking us out and listening to the show. And if you're a patron of the Valleyfolk, we appreciate you immensely. You guys get the podcast before everybody else. Ha ha.
Other goodies, you get discounts. You get live streams with just us exclusively and nobody else. It's great. Do it.
And guys, we're about to start being in the office together again really soon, and it's going to be really great. We're going to start pumping out stuff, hopefully, and making good things, and being in the same room is going to be a really nice change of pace for after being cooped up for this.
At this point, correct me if I'm wrong, boys, and we can take it out of the edit, but we've all been juiced.
Yeah, we're all juiced.
Yeah. Some of us double juiced if that was needed, and now we're just in the time period after getting juiced that you have to let the juice go through your system.
That's right, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you. Anything else we need to say for housekeeping type stuff?
No, that's it. People game. Thank you all for watching it. You seem to enjoy it, and that gives us the good feelings and some planning that we can do, which is really nice. And then movie game. Yeah, if you haven't pre-ordered yet, you still have a chance.
Beautiful. I love that. I think that's great. That's a wonderful outro.
I think that's great. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for listening to Valleycast. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm Mark Maron.